Hi, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Larisa, and we're here to talk about living with pain. 6 weeks ago, I got injured while skiing. My leg still is not right and still got some way to go, but when I first injured it, just walking was very difficult. Just taking one step, it was just in so much pain. And I know, Andrew, the pain you feel is totally different to that kind of pain. So what do you actually feel?
Yeah, so mine's due to damaged nerves around my broken vertebrae, and basically they just short out, so I get a whole lot of feelings like really bad pins and needles, or maybe gravel rash, and my pain comes out of my legs. But when it gets really bad, I'll actually get really violent electric shocks. It sort of feels like someone's sticking a red hot poker in my leg that's plugged into the wall.
Ouch.
Or sometimes it feels like someone's slicing my leg open with a knife. So it's just there, and there's not much you can do about it except distract yourself from it, really.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would like to have that kind of pain.
Yes.
Now, last week we were talking with Heather about how you got off the medication that you were on. How long ago was that you got off it?
Yeah, that was 8 years ago.
Wow. So how are things different now?
I've just learnt that feeding my body well, just getting good rest and listening to my body. If I don't feel I should do things, I tend not to. And just looking after myself, I can cope with it a lot better without all that medication.
Yeah.
Because that medication all made a difference, but it was kind of like a patch, and every time the patch wore off, it seemed to feel worse. And after 6 years of being on this one medication called OxyContin, which was an opiate, it felt like the world was falling in on me. It was really hard to get off. It took me 9 months to wean off it, and 2 years to feel anything like normal. But it was creating other things, like my bowel and bladder weren't working right. And now that I don't have any of that in my system and I feed myself well, just my whole body runs better as well. So,
When you have good nutrition, things seem to be a lot better, don't they?
Yeah.
And do you still have that same support group around you even now?
Yeah, I do, but it's just something I've learnt to live with a lot better. A lot of it is in your head and how you manage it. Because I asked myself, how did I get to that point of being addicted to a medication? And really, my belief pattern was that if I was in pain, so when I was a kid, if I had headaches, someone gave me a Disprin or something.
Yeah, that's it.
So you get that mindset, you're in pain. All of a sudden
a pill will fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I ended up in pain that I couldn't have imagined, and my mindset said I needed a pill, and there were lots of doctors around to give you a pill. In the long run, it was actually coping techniques and mindset, and like I said, feeding myself properly. But all that comes into mindset.
Yeah.
Just what you're prepared to do to make things work better for you.
Yeah.
And I manage pain better than ever without any of that pharmaceutical medication at all.
Yeah. I think it's basically going back to what we had in the first place, which is fruit, grains, nuts and veggies and stuff, isn't it?
Yep, well, I've had a bit to do with people that reckon that a lot of the reason we get ill is because of what we eat. And so it's,
Yeah.
But what I'd say is if you've got pain and you're struggling with the medication on, you look at different options. There's lots of things out there that help you. Or contact me and have a talk to me about how I got through it all.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing. And I know what it's like being married to you and knowing this pain that you get, especially those electric shocks, and they just continue on and on and on during the day, and that's the real bad cases. So how do you deal with that sort of thing?
Well, last night I gave in.
Yes, that's right.
Occasionally I take a drug called clonazepam now, and it just, I don't know what it does for my pain, but I wake up in the morning, I feel a lot better, and I get some sleep, because that's the other thing. If I have to go through a whole night like that, I just don't sleep, and it becomes a week-long thing until you catch up, and that's not nice. But that might be once a month or something.
Well, you've only done it twice in the 6 months we've been married, so that's not too bad.
And I didn't take half as much last night as I was before I took that, did I?
No, that's the one. So, yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, so yep, if anyone, it's a hard thing to get your head around pain, but I'm happy to talk to anyone that might be struggling with it and might want some alternative advice. Okay?
Yeah.
Have a good week, and we'll see you next week.
Yep, see you next week.
Ta-ra.
Bye.